Bugatti Veyron. When the Veyron debuted in 2005, it completely changed the automotive industry. Volkswagen had acquired Bugatti and set out to accomplish something many engineers believed was impossible. The goal was simple on paper but incredibly difficult in practice. Create a luxury car capable of exceeding 250 miles per hour while remaining comfortable enough to drive every day. The result was the Veyron 16.4, powered by an 8.0-liter quad turbocharged W16 engine producing 1,001 horsepower and 902 pound-feet of torque. The car accelerated from 0 to 60 miles per hour in approximately 2.5 seconds and reached a top speed of 253 miles per hour. Later variants such as the Veyron Supersport increased output to 1,200 horsepower and pushed top speed to 267 miles per hour, setting a new production car record. What made the Veyron special was that it wasn't simply fast. It offered climate control, premium leather, exceptional ride quality, and luxury features that most hypercars sacrificed. The engineering challenges were enormous. At top speed, the tires could only survive for minutes before needing replacement, and the cooling system required multiple radiators just to manage engine temperatures. Original prices started around $1.7 million. But today, well-preserved examples regularly sell between $2 million and $3 million, depending on specification. Ownership costs are legendary. A set of tires can cost over $40,000, while wheel replacements and major services can reach six figures. For most people, the purchase price is only the beginning. Bugatti Chiron. If the Veyron proved that a 250 miles per hour luxury car was possible, the Chiron showed what happened when Bugatti removed nearly every remaining limitation. Introduced in 2016, the Chiron retained the iconic W16 engine but increased output to an astonishing 1,479 horsepower and 1,180 pound-feet of torque. Larger turbochargers, improved cooling systems, and countless engineering upgrades transformed the car into one of the most powerful production vehicles ever created. The Chiron could reach 60 miles per hour in under 2.4 seconds and continue accelerating with almost frightening force deep into triple-digit speeds. Throughout its production run, Bugatti introduced multiple versions including the Chiron Sport, Per Sport, Super Sport, and the record-breaking Supersport 300 Plus, which became the first production-derived automobile to exceed 300 miles per hour. Despite this extreme performance, the Chiron remained incredibly luxurious. Hand-stitched leather, polished aluminum, and exquisite craftsmanship covered every surface. New examples originally started around $3 million, while highly desirable versions often exceeded $4 million before customization. Today, many Chirons trade hands for significantly more than their original purchase price. Annual maintenance costs alone can rival the price of a luxury sedan, and owners frequently maintain dedicated climate-controlled storage facilities just to protect their investments. Bugatti EB110. Long before Bugatti became the king of modern hypercars, the EB110 was the machine that brought the legendary brand back to life. Introduced in 1991 to celebrate what would have been Ettore Bugatti's 110th birthday, the EB110 represented one of the most ambitious automotive projects of its era. At a time when Ferrari, Lamborghini, and Porsche dominated the supercar world, Bugatti returned with technology that seemed decades ahead of the competition. The car featured a carbon fiber monocoque chassis, all-wheel drive, active aerodynamics, and a 3.5-liter quad-turbocharged V12 engine producing around 553 horsepower in GT form. The more extreme Supersport version pushed output beyond 600 horsepower and became one of the fastest production cars in the world. The EB110 could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 3 seconds and exceed 210 miles per hour. Numbers that were almost unbelievable in the early 1990s. Even Formula One champion Michael Schumacher was so impressed after driving one that he purchased an EB110 SS for himself. Despite its brilliance, Bugatti struggled financially, and the company collapsed before the EB110 could reach its full potential. Today, surviving examples have become highly sought-after collector cars. Depending on specification and condition, values typically range from $2 million to over $4 million. Parts availability is limited, specialists are rare, and maintaining one can cost tens of thousands of dollars annually. Simply finding an authentic replacement component can become a project of its own, making ownership a privilege reserved for serious collectors. Bugatti Mistral. The Mistral serves as the final chapter in the story of Bugatti's legendary W16 engine. Introduced in 2022, the Mistral transformed the Chiron platform into a stunning open-top roadster while retaining the immense power of the quad-turbocharged 16-cylinder powertrain. Producing approximately 1,578 horsepower, it became the fastest open-top production car ever created. The absence of a roof required extensive engineering changes to maintain rigidity and stability at speeds approaching 280 miles per hour. Unique aerodynamic channels behind the seats feed air directly into the engine, while the design itself pays tribute to Bugatti Roadsters of the past. Production was limited to just 99 units, all of which sold before public deliveries began. Prices started around $5 million, and values have already begun climbing due to the significance of being the final road-going W16 Bugatti. For many collectors, the Mistral is not simply another hypercar. It represents the end of an automotive era that will likely never be repeated. Bugatti Bolide. The Bolide represents the most extreme interpretation of Bugatti engineering ever put into production. Originally unveiled as an experimental concept, demand from customers eventually convinced Bugatti to build a limited production run. Unlike the Chiron, which balanced luxury and performance, the Bolide focuses almost entirely on speed. Engineers wrapped the quad-turbocharged W16 engine in an ultra-lightweight chassis designed specifically for the racetrack. The result is a machine producing over 1,500 horsepower while weighing dramatically less than other Bugatti models. Massive wings, exposed aerodynamic elements, center-lock wheels, and racing-derived components make the Bolide look more like a Le Mans prototype than a road car. The interior strips away nearly everything unrelated to performance. Production is limited to around 40 examples, with prices reportedly starting around $4 million. Because the Bolide is not street legal, owners need access to private tracks and dedicated support teams to fully enjoy the vehicle. Even among hypercar collectors, the Bolide occupies an entirely different category. Bugatti Tourbillion. The Tourbillion marks the beginning of Bugatti's next generation. Revealed in 2024 as the successor to the Chiron, it abandons the famous W16 engine and introduces an entirely new, naturally aspirated 8.3-liter V16 paired with a sophisticated hybrid system. Together, the powertrain produces approximately 1,800 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful production vehicles ever announced. Yet the Tourbillion's most fascinating feature may not be under the hood at all. Instead of relying solely on digital displays, Bugatti partnered with Swiss horologists to create one of the most intricate instrument clusters ever installed in an automobile. Built to precise watchmaking tolerances, the steering wheel assembly and gauge cluster contain over 600 individual components. The gauges remain fixed in place while the steering wheel rotates around them, ensuring perfect visibility at all times. Every movement is engineered with the same precision found in luxury Swiss timepieces. The entire system was designed to remain beautiful and relevant decades into the future, avoiding the aging effect of traditional digital screens. Prices begin around $4 million before personalization, and most buyers will spend substantially more. Once taxes, options, insurance, transportation, and maintenance are considered, ownership can easily exceed $5 million. The Tourbillon is not merely replacing the Chiron. It is redefining what a Bugatti can be for an entirely new generation of collectors. Bugatti Divo. The Divo was Bugatti's answer to critics who believed the company only cared about straight-line speed. Introduced in 2018, the Divo used the Chiron as its foundation but shifted the focus toward handling and aerodynamic performance. Engineers redesigned nearly every body panel, adding a massive rear wing, aggressive front splitter, enlarged cooling openings, and numerous airflow enhancements. The familiar W16 engine still produced 1,479 horsepower, but the Divo generated substantially more downforce and cornered far more aggressively than a standard Chiron. Around Bugatti's handling circuit, it was significantly faster despite having a lower top speed. Only 40 examples were built, making it one of the rarest modern Bugattis ever produced. Buyers paid roughly $5.8 million before options and personalization. Today, values have climbed well beyond that figure, with some examples estimated at over $8 million. Because of its rarity, many owners view the Divo less as transportation and more as a rolling investment-grade asset. Bugatti 110. The 110 was created as a tribute to the car that revived Bugatti decades earlier, the EB110. Revealed in 2019, the name literally means 110 in Italian. Designers incorporated numerous references to the original EB110, including the distinctive side air intakes and angular proportions. Beneath the retro-inspired styling sat a heavily modified Chiron platform powered by a version of the W16 producing approximately 1,578 horsepower. The 110 accelerated even harder than the standard Chiron while maintaining Bugatti's signature refinement. Production was limited to only 10 units worldwide. Original pricing started around $9 million, making it one of the most expensive Bugattis ever offered to customers. Every example sold immediately, and today their value is largely theoretical because so few ever reach the public market. For most enthusiasts, seeing a 110 in person is likely the closest they will ever come to owning one.